Hey guys, it's Kelsey, and I am here with a Secret Kit Club challenge. This was a mood board challenge to use some blues and greens. This is the board we were given. I went a little bit off a little bit. I had a collection I really wanted to use that had a lot of blues and greens in it. So I went through it and pulled out all the blues and greens papers I had in there. I figured this would be a really cool, fun, monochromatic layout to really pull in the blues and greens of this collection, which I thought were really pretty and soft. That's how we start. As we get going, we pull in a little bit more pink, and I don't know by the end how much like the mood board it looks, but it was a really great jumping off point, and I love the inspiration it gave me and the page it ended up with. So that's what happened. We'll see how I piece this together. I really loved how these greens all looked layered up with these big mats. I decided to use this polka dot as a really large frame around the outside, and I really liked the way this scrap piece of the floral looked on top of it. The floral has a little bit of glimmers of rose gold foil in some of the flowers, and I think that's a really soft, pretty detail. So that's going to be my main background layer. So I'm going to go ahead and get that piece together. I did have this scrap piece of the plaid flipped on the back side because that was the side that had the blue and greens on it. But then once I flipped it onto the plaid, I love this plaid so much. It's so pretty and it goes so well with that floral. It has all the same colors but pulls out more of the lighter versions, and I really like how it looked together. So I ended up going with that side instead, even though that was not my original intention. And that scrap was just big enough to gut it and stretch it across the page to make it also look like a square. So that was kind of interesting, not something I usually do, but it kind of just looks like there's two large frames around this layout, which was kind of cool. It's just different, which is nice. It's nice to do some different things every once in a while. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. But I just love how these patterns and these colors look together. They're so pretty and soft. This is another page from our Jurassic Valley trail ride. This is like page 1000. I know you guys have seen photos from this trip a lot, but it was one of my favorite things we did while we were on Oahu. So I wanted to make sure I really incorporated all the photos that I wanted to. So these two photos are the photos that have all three of us in it. The one to the left, I'm looking behind me, and you can see my brother and my mom were behind me, and then there's a few other people behind them. But I wanted to make sure that they made it on my scrapbook pages because I have lots of pictures of the scenery and the horse I was riding, but not these are the only two I have of them. So I wanted to make sure they made it on a scrapbook page. So there's that one to the left. And then the one to the right is all three of us lined up in one of the fields where you're looking at that one mountain that was the volcano in Jurassic World, just for reference if you saw those photos and some other layouts. So I wanted to make sure we were all together in a photo. Thankfully, our trail guide took pictures of all of us in this one spot. You can see there's a little cow in the background behind my brother's horse who's in the middle. So that's a fun little detail, the random little cow. But yeah, I love these photos, and I really thought they needed some special pretty papers to go with them. So that's why I decided to pull them in for this one. They also had the colors from the papers in them with all the bluey gray sky, the green surroundings. My brother has a blue shirt, and then of course the pinks end up working out really well because there's pink tones in us and some of the horses. So that worked out. I am talking about our horses in this one as well, so that was kind of funny. You can see my horse up front. He is the most handsome bay man in the world. I love him so much. He was giant, and his name was Hula, and he was the most perfect horse, and I wanted to take him home with me. He was such a good boy. I just loved how big he was too. He was a big beefcake, and I loved it. So I'll talk about him in a minute, as well as my brother's and my mom's horses. They did not get as great a horse as I did, so I think that's kind of funny and something I definitely want to mention. We gave our horses their own superlatives by the end of the day, so I did fussy cut these moths off screen, not really for this page, but I just knew with this collection I was going to use those as die cuts instead of as the paper they were on, so I had them already cut. I really like how they look scattered along the diagonal like this. They have nothing really to do with the page other than we are outside and they're bugs, but they look really pretty. They have all those colors of the pattern papers in them. I think they look so soft flying across the page like that. I had these sparkly white enamel dots as well. That's been in my stash forever, and I don't really have an excuse to use these white glittery enamel dots, and for whatever reason I just really wanted to use them on this page, so I scattered them on the diagonal with these moths, and it looks so pretty. It's just so light and glimmery, and the white's just not in your face, but it gives you that soft little glitter next to all these little moths, and I am really enjoying how it's looking. So I decided with my title, I knew I needed to do some talking. I wanted to explain the horses and have their names and what we kind of knew them for. But with the plaid, I just thought it would get muddy if I tried to write over the plaid, but I didn't want to put a chunk of paper over there that would then cover up it. So I had a new pack of these American Crafts tile letters that I had lots of letters for, so I decided to use those as my journaling. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put the names of each of our horses, and next to it say whose horse it was and kind of what they were known for. So I'm starting from the bottom and working up. So the bottom says Hula, which was my horse, and I just said that he was perfect. Above that is Ted, which was the middle horse there that my brother was riding. He was super cute, but is now known as the most clumsy horse on the face of the planet because he tripped over his feet in imaginary rocks the whole time. So it was kind of funny. I think he was just lazy and he just didn't feel like picking his feet up. So that's kind of what we said he was known for. It was Thomas's guy and he was clumsy. The other horse, which is my mom's horse, the one on the left, his name was Polu Kahai, which is Hawaiian for blue eye because he had one blue eye and one brown eye. So that just says mom's horse and that he was super lazy because as you can see to the photo to the left, there's this huge gap between Thomas and my mom because my mom's horse just was the slowest walker out of everybody. So there's always this huge gap between them because he just did not want to stay with the rest of us. So I thought that was funny, something I wanted to note from all of them. I did just want to get them all lined up there, and I still want a title. I still want something above the journaling there, but I'm struggling because I know I want white foam thickers, and I just don't have really any white foam thickers right now. I had 1,000 letter packs of the daiquiri set, but I've ran through most of the letters. I'm out of S's and T's and all those really important ones that we use a lot. So it took me a minute to kind of figure out what I wanted my title to be that I could use with, lacking all these different letters. So I finally just decided to do Giddy Up. It was horse related. It works. I didn't have a U, so I just cut a 0 into a U, and that ended up working okay. So I think it works. Not the best title, not what I would have preferred to call it, but I got my white foam thickers on there. It works. It looks very soft and pretty, so I'm very, very pleased. I think I'm almost done. Yes, here are the close-ups. So this one was so much fun. I just think it looks so soft and pretty. There's not a whole lot to it. It is pretty simple, but I really enjoyed this one for whatever reason. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.